Welcome, it's denome. Would you like to make 100 or 1000x on your capital during the next bull cycle from 2024 to 2025? At least I would like to have that, and that's why I'm always researching new altcoins on the market, new undervalued gems, coins that have huge upside potential but potentially low downside risk. And for this video, we're actually going to take a look at the list that 0x Nobler has collected for us on X platform. And I will give you my commentary on top of his picks here and his reasonings, and basically help you narrow down what may be a good project, what may not be a good project. So let's actually dig into his data here. And first off, he's laying out the reasoning for the potential bull run here. So in 2012, Bitcoin went way up from the bottom here. 2016, a similar pattern. 2020, a similar pattern. And now we're currently right about $60,000 Bitcoin mark. And the expectation is that we're in an accumulation area and the price will continue to go up. And honestly, I do subscribe to that idea, but let's actually look at the data here that he's showing. So first off, make sure to actually subscribe or at least like this thread here. I will link it in the description if you find value from this video and the information that he has shared with us as well. So his idea is that we're currently at the hope phase of a bull market and bear market, and this is basically the disbelief dip in the price. And from here, we're basically headed for the bull market. And I'm not sure how high this bull market will continue to last, because as you probably know, if you have followed me, I have been sharing data that the retail investors don't have that much money. And that's why it's very important that you focus on the right sectors in crypto if you want to make money in this bull cycle. But I do subscribe to this idea here. So he's basically showing that there's always an accumulation zone before we see the markets go to the upside. And at the basically the top here, there's a time when money is exchanging hands once again, and then when the buy pressure has basically been exhausted, that's when the prices start to fall. And right now we're basically at an accumulation zone. If you have been following me, you know exactly what I mean by accumulation. We see basically whales are buying up all the Bitcoin supply from the market. We see long-term investors basically hoarding their Bitcoin. Long-term investors don't want to sell their Bitcoin at these prices. So, but the short-term traders, short-term investors, they're basically selling, and that's why we currently have all the dips in the market. So in my opinion, this is an accumulation zone that we're currently seeing. So I do subscribe to this idea, but I don't know how high the markets will go to the upside during the next phases. But let's actually dig into his first coins right now. So the first coin that he has shared here is called Numeraire, and the ticker is NMR. So that is an Ethereum-based platform allowing developers and data scientists to experiment and create machine learning models with improved reliability. The sector is AI, and the market cap is $86 million. And when I actually looked at the project here, when I just look at the price and nothing else, I think the price looks quite juicy, because the price is currently $11.6, which is basically at the same low as it was in 2023 low. And it had a very nice pump all the way up to $43. So to actually just even to go back up here, the potential is basically 4x on your capital. So this, in my opinion, looks pretty good. And when we take a look at the total supply and the max supply, you can basically see that the inflation has already ended the market. So there's not a lot of inflation left on the project, which is obviously very good for a potential price increase, that you're not hit with a supply shock in the opposite direction that you are looking to basically make gains for. The project itself, I don't know how good it is, because I couldn't find easily accessible data to basically show how good this project is actually gaining ground. So if you want to invest in this project, make sure to actually vet the project for yourself and look under the hood of this project to see if it's actually doing what it's supposed to do, or if it's only hype that they are actually doing. So that's the first project. Looks good on the surface, needs more research. Next up, we have Token. Tokenfi aims to simplify the crypto and asset tokenization process and eventually become the foremost tokenization platform in the world. Sector, real-world assets, and the market cap is $60 million. Again, at least on the surface, it looks good because it's on the RWA sector, meaning that it's in the interest area of institutional investors, maybe hedge funds and like large investors. So all in all, at first glance, it looks okay. Let's take a look at the price here. The price again is at a low point, so this looks good in my opinion. It's not as good as it was here at the absolute low, which is 50% lower where the current price is. But here is the downside. You can take a look at the circulating supply is 1 billion tokens, but the total supply is 10 billion tokens. So the supply will be increasing by 10x from the current level. I don't know how fast the supply is entering the market, but basically the adoption rate has to surpass the supply distribution pace, and that's quite hard to get. So personally, I would just skip this project for the fact that only 10% of the supply has already hit the market. So this, in my opinion, is out of my area of interest. Next up, we have Ravencoin, and Ravencoin is a peer-to-peer blockchain designed to handle efficient creation and transfer of assets from one party to another. So it's basically a blockchain, market cap $220 million. Personally, this doesn't sound good to me. It sounds just like another blockchain. We already have more than 200, or could be even more than 400, even layer 2 blockchains for Ethereum. And I don't know how many layer 1 blockchains we have. So another peer-to-peer blockchain, in my opinion, doesn't sound too interesting. Market cap $220 million. When we take a look at the information here, the upside of this project is that you would be getting it at basically at the absolute low price of $0.015. So you would be buying it at the absolute low that it has ever been. So that is the upside. Also, only 1/3 of the supply is yet to come to the market. So if the planets align, this could do very well. But I don't know what is the hype that basically is pushing this upwards, because this is an old project from 2018. I don't think this has any traction, because I have never heard of this project before. So you would basically have to look at the project if it has any merits to it. Could it have some potential hype that makes the price to go higher? This is not, in my opinion, a coin or a project that is interesting for institutional investors. Peer-to-peer blockchain sounds very boring, so I would not invest in this one. Next up, we have FLT, Fluence Project. It's the first decentralized cloudless computing platform. I don't know exactly what cloudless means, but anyway, it's providing an alternative to the giant internet cloud monopolies. So storage, maybe cloud storage, cloudless computing. I don't know. Could be interesting for institutions. Sector is AI. Okay. Market cap is only $23 million. Let's take a look at it. The charts look absolutely horrible because you can see it's just gone down from the release. No idea if it will have any upside. This was released in March. Okay, here, take a look at the circulating supply. Only 85 million tokens, where the total supply is 1 billion tokens. So what is this, like 15x more supply is coming to the market? So in my opinion, I would not be interested in FLT. But there's a few ones. Don't lose your hope yet. There's a few very, very good ones here that will make up for the other ones that at least I would not invest in. Anyway, let's continue. Realio network. Market cap is only $5 million. So this could have a lot of potential, just even if like a small amount of people have hype for this project. So end-to-end blockchain-based software as a service platform for the issuance, investment, and lifecycle management of digital securities and crypto assets. So again, it sounds like it could be interesting for some institutional investors, so could have some hope. Let's take a look at Realio network. Most of the supply is, circulating supply is 7 million, while the total supply is 70 million. So only 8.76% has entered the market, but the market cap is so low that the fully diluted value is only $65 million. So this could seriously pump in the short term. It doesn't require a lot of, and if the supply is coming slowly into the market, I don't know exactly, this could have actually a lot of potential. How old is this project? 2020, 2023, 24. So it almost made a new all-time high here if we discount this peak here. So it touched the high here, now at 88 cents. This could actually have a potential. I would like to know what they have been building here for Realio. So this could have potential. The total supply does scare me a little bit, but if the hype is there, this could have a lot of pounds. So I would look more into this one. This looks not the greatest, but it's okay. Pendle, I've actually considered investing before. I did not. I think if I remember correctly, they had a partnership with the Unicrypt token, which has done pretty decently, that I talked about in videos like 1 year ago or something like that. This is in the DeFi sector, market cap $400 million. So what they basically allow is they allow the tokenization of future yield. So you can basically package yield products on-chain, tokenize them into their own tokens, and then basically sell those tokens forward. So one way to do this, I remember that Unicrypt made a deal with them, and the problem with Unicrypt is that basically dead projects had locked their liquidity for many years in the future, but because the projects are dead, the remaining liquidity, once it unlocks, it has a value. They tokenized the remaining time of that smart contract, made it into a token, and then basically sold it on the marketplace. I remember that's basically what Pendle did. It could have been another project, but I think that was Pendle. Let's take a look at the Pendle price here. Actually, it has gone up quite dramatically already. So currently at $2.7, fully diluted market cap $700 million. Most of the circulating supply has already entered the market, so that's nice. But as you can see from the bottoms here, from 2023, if you had invested here, you already made most of the gains here. So this could still go significantly down just looking at this. I made the extra effort and I wanted to take a look at the on-chain data for Pendle. So here we are currently on DeFi Llama. You can see the total value locked in this protocol is $2.8 billion. Most of the locked value, it peaked here in June, just a couple of months ago, at $7 billion. So I would like to know why the value has gone dropped so dramatically to now only $3 billion in total value locked. But this protocol is making nice revenue here. So what is on average maybe $30,000 per day. The revenue has significantly withered though, so that's not good. Currently only $10,000 per day. $10,000 per day, that comes roughly to, what is it, $30 million in protocol revenue per year if you annualize it. So 30 million, maybe 50 million, $60 million in annualized revenue, basically meaning that they are probably not making a lot of money compared to the cost that they are enduring. Not 100% sure on that, but they could be turning a profit. I don't know. This doesn't have the information on the treasury. I would like to know if they're actually generating a profit or not. I would look deeper into Pendle because it could be very, very good. But just looking at the price here, it could dip much lower. So I would look at this further as well. I think it's at least a decent idea So I would look closer into Pendle. And it has come, the price has come dramatically down already, 50%. But it looks like it could still go down much more for that like real super undervaluation for the asset. So could be good already, or you may want to actually wait for further dips. But all in all, looks like an interesting project. Next, we have POLYX, or Polymesh network, institutional grade permission blockchain built specifically for real world assets, $182 million market cap. Let's take a look at that one. So this would align with the institutional investor. Okay, the price is at a nice low point here. Looks very interesting. The low point in 2024 was like 15 cents, now at 20 cents. So this could have serious potential. Circulating supply, most of the supply is basically hit the market already. So that's also a good one. With the real world asset things, it's very hard to actually like gauge the real usage of the protocol. So I would basically have to dig very deep into this project to see if it has real value. Because the question is, can it go from 200 million to $1 billion market cap? This is not 100x potential. It could go to $1 billion market cap, but 200 million is already quite high for a project. But as you can see, the price is at a low point. So again, this looks like an interesting project, could have a lot of potential, but it's hard to know exactly how valuable the project is unless you are able to look at the data. So I would look closer into POLYX once again. Do we finally get the good ones? Let's take a look at Honey next. So Honey Hivemapper is a system that incentivizes map coverage, freshness, and quality with ownership. So basically Google Maps, decentralized Google Maps, you get paid for making the map accurate. Sector deep in, $150 million market cap. Let's take a look at this one. At a first glance, I don't really like these kind of projects because when you incentivize map coverage, you basically are running ads on top of this protocol. And when you run ads on top of this protocol, that's basically how you generate revenue. But then you give the revenue to the users. So how much they are basically making between giving the money to the users and from the advertisers, and are there enough advertisers to basically even keep the show running? That's the problem with these kind of projects. So let's take a look at the price is at a low point, yes, but what is this? It was 1 cent, now 6 cents. When is this? This was 1 year ago. And then it had a massive pump already. $400 million fully diluted value. Could pump. I'm not saying it cannot, but I would have to basically look deeper to make sure that the business model is actually sustainable. I think this is a little bit too risky for me at a first glance. I'd rather just invest into Ethereum rather than something like this. This is on Solana, by the way. I think the investors that would invest here are insiders who have knowledge that any other people don't have, and basically retail investors. I don't know if institutional investors would be interested in Honey. I think this is not something I would invest in. Do we finally get the good ones? Dusk Foundation is a permissionless, ZK-friendly Layer 1 blockchain protocol focused on compliance and privacy to tokenize real-world assets. Okay, so privatized real-world assets. The downside here is that this is a zero-knowledge friendly Layer 1 blockchain. So do we need another blockchain for real-world assets? It would be basically an isolated city. Personally, I don't think so. When I hear that you have another blockchain, I kind of tune out nowadays, because you need a lot of people to get the network effect, and because there's so many blockchains already, does this have a chance to break out from the water That's that's my question. Well, the price is at a very, very low point, so that's good. So it could be at a local bottom. Most of the supply has already been entered the market. So yes, this looks like an interesting project. Could have a lot of value, but I would again vet the project to see if it actually has potential or not. As it stands, even though the price has already come down significantly, I would like to know if it has able to attract those institutional investors or not. So I would take a look at their Twitter, I would take a look at their roadmap and their current partners and the investors. But I guess it's okay. I haven't seen anything like absolutely amazing except for the first one looked pretty nice, and then there was the other one. Here, I think this is the last one. So this could be the very good one that I was talking about. So Aethir Cloud, and this is a little bit nuanced, and I will come back to this very, very soon, but let's read the description. This is a decentralized real-time rendering network that builds scalable cloud infrastructure to enhance content accessibility in the metaverse, DeepIn. So they basically providing cloud computing services through the chain. So you can rent your computing power to the chain, and that computing power is used to power real-time rendering network. So like AI content generation. I don't know why the sector is deep in whatever market cap, $270 million. This one I heard before. So let's actually take a look at Aethir here. The circulating supply, we don't know what it is. I don't know why. Total supply 42, what is this? 42 billion tokens. So the fully diluted market cap is actually pretty high. $3 billion already. The circulating market cap is $300 million. So I guess, yeah, 10%, yeah, exactly. So 10% of the supply, I don't know why it's bugged, but 10% of the supply has only been released so far. So this project will have a lot of inflation coming to the market. So I don't like this one. But here we come to the project that I think has a lot of value. And this is actually going back to my yesterday's video as well. So Aethir, it's actually in partnership with Theta network. So they are launching the largest hybrid GPU marketplace for AI and DeepIn. And Theta network, I think, has a lot of potential. Aethir, the problem here is you could buy Aethir or you could buy the superior network, the Theta network. Aethir has a lot of inflation coming to the market. Like I showed, 90% of the tokens are not released yet. But the other token, TFUEL or Theta, this thing here, TFUEL, this does no longer have any inflation. Yes, the total supply, this does not have a max supply, but as of now, most of the total supply is already in the market. I don't know why it doesn't have a max supply here, but when I was looking at TFUEL, the total supply is already in the market, and they are transforming TFUEL to become deflationary. So if it's in the same sector as Aethir, the market cap is the same, but this thing doesn't have inflation, I think TFUEL is the better choice. Also, TFUEL, you're basically gaining from the potential of Aethir because they are in partnership, basically providing the same service. I don't know exactly what's the difference there between TFUEL or Theta and Aethir, but in my opinion, TFUEL is just a better pick from those assets. So this is going back to my yesterday's video where I said that I bought TFUEL at $0.057. And I do stand by my word that TFUEL or even Theta token could have a lot of potential in this market cycle, because this is in the institutional investor field. This is in the AI field, DeepIn field, and the tokenomics are very, very good in my opinion. And when we take a look at the chart here, you can see that this is also at a low point. We had a nice pump here, and we've come down 50% from that pump. We're nowhere near the all-time highs here. And if AI is going to be a driving force, which I know it will, and computing power is going to be the limiting factor for AI content generation, that's basically where ThetaFuel comes in. So I believe ThetaFuel is one of the better tokens as of now. But some of the other tokens that he shared in this thread here, by the way, the thread is now done here. The first one was interesting, which is the Numeraire. I think this looks interesting. You could take a look at it. And then another one that I saw that was interesting was the Realio? No, not Realio. I think it was Pendle. Yeah, Pendle and Numeraire, and I think TFUEL are the best ones from his picks. Now, obviously, I could be completely wrong here. This is just my opinion looking at these projects that he picked here on this thread. So that's all I had for today's video. If you want to buy any of these assets, you can use the links below in my description to get discounts on top exchanges and basically buy these tokens if you want this. So that's all I had for today. Consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks and bye-bye.